Hello everyone. This is me pretty much telling you what's going on right now in the world of Delzaby. We are going through a Pokemon Draft League. I've never been to Pokemon Draft League before. As you know, I do a little bit of competitive Pokemon here and there, especially on the channel. I tried to get into Regulation, I believe E, and I kind of stopped for a little bit. Now I think we're in Regulation F, which has a whole bunch of different Pokemon from the new DLC. I almost said Isle of Armor DLC, but it's not. It's the Indigo Disc DLC. So today we're kind of going to go over my actual draft of Pokemon that I did. If you don't know what a draft is, let me just kind of give you the plain and simple of it. A draft is pretty much you have a spread of Pokemon. I should just show you. So this was our current draft board here. If you look right here, we have our Pokemon that are crossed out. Currently, we can't have these. They are picks. But we have points aside. We have the amount of points every Pokemon is worth, as well every Pokemon's point total if you want to terastallize it. I am so glad that Manu, the lead for this, actually helped me out a lot with this, because I thought this point total and this point total had to be combined together for the actual event, and it was not. It's actually, hey, you paid 13 points or you paid 16 points for a Zoomerl that could actually terastallize. So there's some terastallization in this. There are some rule sets in the very beginning. This is also the Frost Draft League. Yeah, Frost Battle League. This is season 10 of them. This is my first season actually going on with them. So we're hopefully going to get into like some sort of good rankings with them, because I am a decent Pokemon player. I am known as the most handsome Nuzlocker in the world, self-proclaimed. But you know, I know how to play Pokemon. I know how to do some things. So I'm gonna be like a wild card in this. I'm wild card. And by showing you that I'm a wild card, allow me to introduce you to the actual team of Pokemon that I'll be using. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of editing. Okay. So let me see here. We have our team. Where are my shiny ferrets? So I did get to make up my own team name. We are the Shiny Ferrets, Los Angeles Shiny Ferrets. For our hometown, or whatever you want to call it, our area. I'll be like the Angels and pretending I live in LA, but you know, it's the Los Angeles area. So first off, we have Alolan Ninetales. Now, Alolan Ninetales, it is quad weak to steel typing, but we're not going to be really using it as much as we need it to actually just mainly set up Aurora Veil and hit a couple blizzards. That's the only thing we're really going to be using it for. Maybe some fairy type offensive moves, but mainly the actual Alolan Ninetales is just there mainly to set up the snow, set up the Aurora Veil, get up for about 7 turns, and either get the hell out of there or just spam Blizzard with another Pokemon on the side of the field. Again, the quad weakness to Steel is actually a very bad typing, but it is a 1-on-1 battle, so we'll see how it works. The second Pokemon we did end up drafting was a Mimikyu. A Mimikyu is actually very dangerous. It can have 1 free turn to set up Swords Dance on it. It has Play Rough, it has Shadow Sneak, it has priority of Shadow Sneak, it has Shadow Claw, it can use Drain Punch, use a lot of physically offensive moves, and on top of it too, it gets +2 on that free turn, and including carrying a Life Orb as well, it's going to do a bunch of major damage. Also, I'm very sorry, but this is kind of like my power rankings for myself here. I'm going to kind of like brag about myself on this. So I'm going to try to choose things and tell you kind of my strategy of each Pokemon as we go along and each team that's going to form. So we're going on to Iron Bundle now. Now, Iron Bundle is a very fast Pokemon, especially when you pair it up with the Energy Booster. I don't think I'm going to be doing that though this round, or maybe like these couple first rounds. I do believe I will probably, if I do end up using Iron Bundle in this first round, that I do outspeed a lot of things. So depending how our speed goes, we might use the boost energy on it, or maybe even a focus sash. So we'll see what happens on that one. But again, Iron Bundle is there to sit with the Alolan Ninetales or sit right behind you, low Ninetales, I should say. It'll come in, do a whole bunch of blizzards, see what happens, see if we can get some freeze chances going on here. And yeah, that's it for our Iron Bundle. It's just kind of there for blizzard spam. We're not gonna use Hydro Pump on it. I don't think we're gonna use Hydro Pump on it yet. But we are gonna use like stuff like Surf, maybe a little bit of wacky things with it. Who knows? It's a little bit not as defensive as I'd like it to be. The actual physical defense on it is 114, which is a lot better than a low Ninetales. But if it's in the snow, it's going to be boosted up by about 50%. Next up on our draft order, we have Sableye. Sableye is pretty much our prankster user, unless we want to use it for stall, which I don't think we will. At least yet. I haven't thought of a really good, good tactic for it. But it's mainly going to be our prankster Pokemon. Currently, we have it set up to have a lot of like knockoff, fake outs. We have a couple trick strategies too we could be using. The other one I wanted to be also using it maybe with, as well as a light screen setup for in case of on teams that I don't have a low Ninetales. On teams that I need to be physically and special defensively, or defense and special defensively strong. So we would set up some screens with some light clay. It could also be my trick team, not trick room, but trick team of me messing with the actual team itself and switching items around onto different Pokemon like Lagging Tails, Iron Balls, stuff like that. So we'll see what happens with a couple teams I'm looking at, because we can actually change up our movesets and stuff like that to counterpick whoever we're facing. So we're going to go over week one drafts battle in the next episode, but I just kind of want to go over why I chose this team right now. We have Satitan on our team as well. Satitan being our big bulky Pokemon. We have it with Sheer Force, we have a Thick Fat, we have a Slush Rush. More than likely, probably we'll use it with Slush Rush for a team that doesn't have very good physical defenses versus a team that has very strong special defense. We use Satitan over Iron Bundle right behind the low Ninetales because we have a strong physical defense with the boost in with our boosts in snow. So instead of being 65, it's going to go up to it's going to go up to 130, I believe. So our defense will be 130. Then we use Belly Drum with it, so half our damage or half our health. Belly Drum, put a Citrus Bear in that thing, comes back up to about 75%, and we end up having a +3 or a ×3 Satitan with liquidation, stuff like liquidation, what else did I put on it? I think Icicle Crash, stuff like that. So it's gonna be very nice to have on the team. We'll see what happens with it. Maybe it'll be terrible. I might trade it out for later on. But our next pick was a Milotic. This is our second team that we're gonna be having in case our snow team isn't gonna work against the team we're playing. This seems to be a team I'm probably gonna bring also the first week. It's gonna be a rain team. So our rain team is gonna have Milotic on it. Milotic is great when it comes to that first turn. We're gonna throw it some heavy boots, so that way we can avoid any type of terrain, such as like spikes or terrain traps, like spikes, stones, spike stones, toxic spikes, stuff like that. And we're gonna also put probably Marvel Scale on it, so it can take that first hit, and it's gonna be sitting there burning stuff with Scald, especially on a high physical attack team. It's gonna be hit with Scald every single day until everything gets burned on that damn team. Because we have a sleep clause. If we put more than one Pokemon to sleep, we are technically forfeited. So we're not gonna be using a lot of sleep strats. Also, I wanted to use sleep strats, but my Sandy Shocks got picked, so I can't use Gravity with Sandy Shocks. But we also do have another Gravity setter a little bit later on down the line with another Pokemon, which we'll get to in a little bit. Espeon is here because I love Espeon. Umbreon didn't get taken as well, and so did Sylveon. So I chose Espeon for our other wall setter, stored powered user. I can hide behind walls, set up some stored power shenanigans, and end up blasting everything away. It is a little bit better than the next in our back line, which I'll show you the Terra typings in a little bit. For our last two Pokemon we chose, the special attack is 130 on this thing, so it will be a force to be reckoned with when it comes to using Calm Mind and stored power. Next we have Politoed. Politoed is our rain setter with an emergency eject button, or a rainstone or a damp stone, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what I'm going to use it with it yet, either the eject button or the drizzle or the what do we call it? The stone, the stupid stone, to make rain go longer for the next draft pick. But again, it's kind of like, hey, I'm setting things up for the next draft pick. Because when I was drafting these Pokemon, it was like I had to let the mods know, because I was sleeping during daytime, and I had to let the mods know, hey, these are my picks, and in case I get picked, and I have to choose a different Pokemon immediately. So a lot of these ones were kind of like, hey, this is like a rain team I want to set up with these certain Pokemon, but then those Pokemon got selected, and I had to go to different types of Pokemon. So again, Politoed here, set up the rain, get out of there. Also kind of uses Psychic and other different types of special moves with a special attack of 90 and a attack power of 75. It's not the best attacker offensively, but it is there to set up the rain. At least my offensive Pokemon, because I do have the next Pokemon on here, which is Basculegion female. I could have gone with Basculegion male for the physical attacking Pokemon, but I feel like that this team is going to be a lot of special attackers that could either bite me in the butt later on, especially with Sandstorm teams. But we have a Sandstorm team we might be able to set up with Politoed underspeeding a lot of things. So if I do see that my opponent does have a team that has Sandstorm on it, I might put Politoed down into a lower speed tier and actually make sure that I get the rain set up last, so that way the rain keeps on coming in, under speeding a lot of Pokemon first turn. And especially with the emergency eject button, just getting Politoed out of there, either that or having, if they see the emergency eject button, because this is open team sheets, I can sell Politoed in there doing some damage with Psychic, Earth Power, stuff like that, or even Surf or Ice Beam. There is no Perish Song on the Politoed. I don't think I can even use Perish Song. So anyway, Basculegion. If you don't know what Basculegion is, it's a very strong offensive attacker with swift swim, which makes it hella fast. It's going to outspeed a lot of different things on the field. So either that, or he uses adaptability with it as well for some nice little KOs with some water type moves. Right now I'm using it for coverage, especially against stuff like Psychic type Pokemon, because again, a lot of these Pokemon here, I do have a lot of major weaknesses, but I'm hoping I can kind of work around them with my movesets. So we'll see. Again, Basculegion female, just one of our sweepers that we can go in there, throw in there real quick, and it can just start knocking things out immediately. Also, we'll have choice specs on it too, so the special attack on this thing is going to be a little bit higher. I think it's going to be at 130 with specs. Not 100% sure. Yeah, I have to check the math on that. But anyway, on to one of our Terra Captains. We had to choose at least one Terra Captain in this draft. So our first Terra Captain is Mew. Mew is a great Pokemon. It can learn a lot of things. It can learn different moves. Right now we have it with our stored power as well. Same thing as Espeon. Can't learn recovery though, unfortunately, but it can learn Iron Defense. So we have it for Iron Defense with Calm Mind, stored power, and another move as well. I forgot what it was, but it could also learn Gravity too. So if I want to use some Alolan Ninetales Hypnosis strats with Mew, setting up the Gravity, we set. One thing I wanted to check too, to see if Synchronize actually works with poison orbs and flame orbs. I don't know if it does or not. I have to actually check it. So I was thinking about doing that last night, where if I want to start messing with some status conditions on the opponent's team, we can use Mew to do that with. Also, a good thing for Espeon too, I forgot to say, was that Magic Bounce special ability. If I see a team that I know will start setting things up with Toxic Spikes, because I know we have one person who drafted Glamora, so you know, Toxic Spikes and stuff like that. I believe Magic Bounce will be able to work on that. And then finally our kind of like chinky other coup de grace Pokemon is going to be Porygon 2. Porygon 2 in the current meta is actually super duper strong when it comes with an Eviolite. So Eviolite will double the special defense and defense. You throw that thing in there with an analytic, download boost. There, download boost, or even analytic if I want to underspeed things, especially in like a Trick Room team or something like that. Porygon 2 is going to wipe the face off a lot of these Pokemon. So it's really bulky. Again, with everything being about 180, and then you just throw on recovery on that thing. And also, it is going to be Terra typing, probably either Ghost or Fighting. Mew will Terra type into something. I don't know what's going to Terra type into. It's probably going to Terra type into counters. Just because I want to Terra type into something that will deal with stuff like Steel types. Because if you notice here, our biggest weakness right now in resistance wise is Steel typing. I have Fairy types, I have Ghost types, I have Ice type Pokemon, I have Dark types, I have Psychic types, and normal types. There's nothing here to really deal with Steel types except for Terra Pokemon. So depending on how many Pokemon I have, I also have really bad trouble with that new Duraludon form. I know that much. The person I'm going up against for week 1 is going to be having a Registeel type Pokemon, or Registeel. So that's going to be him. But if he brings Registeel, which he probably will, we'll see what happens. So anyway, that's it for my draft team, my draft team order. Kind of reason why I picked up some Pokemon, kind of why, like what teams I'm going to be having. Again, we're going to be having probably every once in a while a snow team or a rain team. I'm not going to mix the two together. It's not going to go like that ever. So depending on how my opponent goes, it'll be a team. So anyway, thank you for watching this little bit of a Draft League episode. Can't wait to come back with more updates. I'll be recording these every single week to put them into the channel and to put them onto the Discord for the Frost Battle League. Thank you everyone for watching this. Thank you for supporting this. If you enjoy the draft content, I will do more drafts in the future. These are kind of fun to do. And yeah, that'll be it for me. So thank you for watching. I will see you guys all next time. Bye everybody.